Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Franchise Hour. We're in season 3, and it's my special pleasure today to have 3 guests with us in the studio who are all working and living in Australia. They're all Filipinos, but they're all living and working in Australia. And the first guest we have for today is our Consul commercial from the TTI in Sydney. And I'm welcoming Miss Alma Argayoso. Good afternoon, Alma. Welcome to the Franchise Hour.
Good afternoon, RK. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat at magandang gabi naman dito sa ating mga kababayan sa Australia. At magandang araw po sa mga kababayan natin sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo. Thank you very much, RK, for inviting me to this very informative, I'm sure will be a very informative webinar. We look forward to really a very productive discussion.
All right. Thank you so much, Alma, for joining me today. And then we have Mr. Inaki Gimenez with us. He is the managing partner of Expand Franchising in Australia. And for full disclosure, he is my partner there. We are working together with him on franchise development. So welcome, Inaki, to the Franchise Hour.
Thank you, RK, and good afternoon to everybody. As Alma says, it's evening in our part of the world, so good evening to our friends and colleagues over here in Australia. Like Alma, looking forward and quite excited with our conversation today. A lot of things happening in the world, as we all know. Things that we didn't expect to happen, things that are happening, and some things we need to adjust and amend our lives too. But yes, exciting nevertheless.
And then, of course, we have also Miss Jerry Dimapilis from the Big Boss Group. Good evening, Jerry.
Yes, good evening, RK. Good evening, Miss Alma. Good evening, Inaki. And good evening po sa lahat ng mga nanonood ng Franchise Hour sa Australia, sa Sydney, sa lahat ng sa Pilipinas especially. I have friends listening to us right now or watching to us right now. And sa lahat ng mga OFWs, international students, at mga migrants dito sa Sydney or sa Australia at sa lahat ng panig ng mundo. Magandang gabi po or magandang umaga or magandang hapon. Welcome po.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Before we actually start talking about business, let's talk about something different. Let's talk about COVID. You guys in Australia, did you get already immunized, vaccinated, or is it not on your program, so to speak? Whoever wants to answer that, fine.
Well, RK, I was able to get my first shot already of the vaccine. Because dito naman sa Australia, there's really a campaign encouraging the citizens here to really have the job already, So it's available, it's free, and people are really encouraged to already book an appointment. Because I think also, it's really our responsibility. And the one thing that really convinced me, aside from the health reasons and scientific reasons, is the fact that I think there are some reports saying that Australia will not open its borders until we're at least inoculated 80% of the population. So for someone like me who is already really raring to go outside, to travel internationally, just like what we were doing in the past, kasi hindi tayo nakauwi ng Pasko at nung bakasyon, So talagang gustong-gusto na nating lumabas. But yet, we can't do that until such time that we are really safe. So right now, sarado pa talaga ang borders. Even in fact, domestically, Melbourne is again starting with their lockdown, So napaka-volatile pa talaga ng situation, and that's why it's really very important for people to already present themselves and book their vaccination so that we could already return to normal.
I think Australia is also a little bit extreme because I think when you have 10 cases, you already shut down the whole province, di ba?
Correct. Correct. Because talagang they're very protective of they're really managing it well because as you know naman, Australia is an island nation and talagang maingat sila and they're already being looked up by the rest of the world as the gold standard in terms of managing the COVID-19 situation, and they don't want this reputation to change. So talagang maingat sila. And with what is happening in other parts of the world like Taiwan, I guess it's really very important to take care of that, and not to let the successes that we've already won just go to waste.
That's correct. That's correct. What about you, Inaki? You have already a swab or not yet?
Taking my shot? No, not yet, not yet. But I
Okay.
will soon. I will soon. Look, I think we are quite fortunate that the situation here is not as bad as the rest of the world. But having said that, it doesn't mean that we should relax and just let things pass us by. We still need to be very cautious. Australia, we're very fortunate to be here. As you mentioned, actually only 2-3 cases and the whole state locks down for a period of time. And what Australia does very well, I believe, is tracing. So they trace the source, they trace the different areas where the infected people have been, and they try to contain it. And as soon as it's contained, then they loosen it up again. But yes, and definitely we need to take precaution. We need to do this vaccine. I also believe that the vaccine is, in my personal view, the vaccine is in its very early stages. As you hear, if there's a downside to it, you can see that there are some and not critical negative things about it, but it's part of the process. As we know, a vaccine takes very long to really be considered a very successful one, and it just has to take its course. But we have one now, and I think we should take full advantage of it. And as things improve, and we go with it and try to go with the improvement as we go along. So yeah, very fortunate to be here. Yeah, it's not as critical as it is for the rest of the world. And but if the rest of the world doesn't get it right, then it doesn't help Australia as well. So yeah, we need to
Yes,
look
we're
at it
all on the same.
globally. Yeah.
We're all on the same. All on the same world. So no
On the same
choice.
planet. Yes.
Yes, correct. Right. Jerry, any thoughts about before we go to the business side?
Oh yeah, COVID. I'm just
Yes.
waiting for my turn to be vaccinated. That's all. I'm too young, so inuuna yata yung medyo you know.
We're
So,
too young, RK.
oh yeah, we're too young, so we're just waiting for our turn.
Well, actually, pwede na. General public, 40 to 59 years old, pwede na.
Oh,
Ah,
too
yeah,
young.
wala pa kami doon.
Wala pa
I'm just
dun.
20 eh.
Wala pa.
To let you know, so since I'm a recycled teenager, I'm already fully vaccinated. I got today my second shot here, courtesy of the city government of Cagayan de Oro. Thank you, Cagayan de Oro, for having me fully vaccinated already. So I'm done with that already. All right.
All
But
right. So you're in Cagayan de Oro. Okay.
Yes, I'm still in Cagayan de Oro, and stay here. I mean, I have to go to Cebu and Manila and Davao, but I don't mind traveling now because I had already. First of all, I had already COVID, and second, I'm already fully vaccinated. All right.
All right.
Okay. So let's start about the topic of the day. Actually, business in Australia. Let's talk anything under the sun. And first of all, I will be starting with Ma'am Alma from the TTI Sydney. Madam, how long are you already in charge of the TTIs in Sydney now? How many years you already there?
Yeah, I was assigned here, I was posted here in 2018. So medyo a few years na rin. So and since I came here, remember we've been doing this TNK. So our main program for entrepreneurship for overseas Filipinos is this TNK that we call the Trabaho, Negosyo, Kabuhayan, or TNK seminars and are now webinars that we are doing to offer information, tools, and resources to our kababayans, who would like to start a business. So TNK is actually not a new concept or initiative. The DTI has been doing this for years in the Philippines and overseas before the format is on-site or in a physical space. Diba, RK, we've done this in Sydney as well as in New Zealand, and you've also done it in PNG, right?
Correct.
But because of COVID-19, yes, one of the few positives actually that has come out of the COVID-19 pandemic is the shift to online technologies. And that's why we've also brought TNK to our overseas Filipinos and Filipinos all over the world through our webinars. So last year, we've organized 6 webinars covering various topics. We've done, I think, 2 or 3 webinars about franchising. And then we've also done a webinar about stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, real estate, meron pang isa na nakalimutan ko. But this year, we are again doing several webinars. It's a series. We've started with an agribusiness webinar last April. And then this July, we are going to have another webinar to discuss stocks, investments in stocks, mutual funds, and bonds. So just as a background, what is TNK? So ano nga ba itong TNK na to? So it's basically an advocacy. It's an entrepreneurship and livelihood program of the Department of Trade and Industry in partnership with various government agencies, private sector, academe, and civil society organizations to increase incomes by generating more jobs and promoting entrepreneurship. This program aims to popularize entrepreneurship as an alternative to job seeking, unemployment, or migration. Yung TNK po serves as a platform for all Filipinos to understand, assess, and appreciate the benefits brought by entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and sustained productivity and profitability. Furthermore, this program provides all Filipinos with access to the necessary information, network, tools, and resources to help them succeed as entrepreneurs. Through our negosyo centers all over the Philippines, we have there are more than 1,000 negosyo centers located all over the Philippines in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And there are business counselors there at the negosyo centers that will handhold and really assist potential entrepreneurs, Filipinos who would like to start their own business if they just want to stay in the country for good, especially for those who are repatriated and are unsure of going back overseas. Or they could also just entrust their business to their relatives if they plan to continue working abroad. The negosyo centers provides various services such as business advisory, business registration, product catalog preparation, packaging, labeling, and design development, mentorship, education and training, exposure to online platforms and trade fairs, or ngayon, online trade fairs na, as well as funding for micro, small, and medium enterprises. So yung pong funding, we have several options for them. Yung aming financial attached agency, yung SP Corp, provides various financial assistance for our overseas, for our kababayans, our Filipinos who would like to have some capital to start their own business. So, lalo na po ngayon, because of the ongoing pandemic, the services of these negosyo centers has become even more important. So, as we know, hundreds of overseas Filipinos have been repatriated. And so, the call for all of us to think of other ways of earning or helping is more important than ever. But as in the past, and maybe more so now, the help that overseas Filipinos provide is always in the form of cash or remittances. Di po ba? If yung mga kababayan natin sa abroad, they always just provide money or remittances. And while that is good, because really it's also helping our economy, the remittances, I think this year, it went down last year for just a few months, but went up again. So it represents around, I think, 5 or more in terms of the GDP. But through the TNK program and other programs of the Department of Trade and Industry on financial literacy and wealth management, e-commerce and all that, we'd like to be able to see the remittances of our kababayans be invested in productive activities in the Philippines. So, yung po mga webinars namin really presents concrete and ready-to-go business opportunities that they could already participate in, because the objective really is to encourage overseas Filipinos to reinvest in the Philippines, to invest in viable economic activities in the Philippines. So sa ating po mga kababayan sa Australia at sa iba pang bahagi ng mundo, we hope to really encourage you to do business, to go into business. And one of the business options that you can do is ito pa pong franchising. And that's why we are very much supportive of companies or individuals like RK who are encouraging our kababayans to really invest in a franchising business, because franchising is one of those business and investment opportunities that we believe is really an important tool for economic development that creates thousands of enterprises and generates millions of jobs. So later on, as we discuss more, we hope to really be able to provide you with more concrete information on how to start a franchising business. So thank you, RK.
Thank you, Alma. Just also for the information of our viewers, before the pandemic, way back in 2019, I was lucky that I was able to do 3 TNKs about franchising in Australia, and then also 3 in New Zealand, and Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch. And my very last live seminar I ever did was also for Ma'am Alma in Port Moresby. That was my very last February last year, before the pandemic hit all of us. So, how many Filipinos do we actually have in Australia, Ma'am Alma?
We have over 300,000 Filipinos. So, medyo marami-rami sila. So, there's really, and then, of course, they're highly skilled, they're professionals. So, we'd really like to be able to harness, the opportunities for them to be able to invest their money in the Philippines. But even if it's just really, the advocacy of promoting entrepreneurship, because there is this common notion that we Filipinos, that we cannot really go into business because we're trained more to be more, employees. We go to school and we are thought to be, work for others, But because also of this pandemic, we have realized that there are also alternatives, to just be an employee. And we've seen the rise of many online businesses. wherein our kababayans are really putting their energy, their effort into starting small home-based online businesses, and eventually naman that could be developed into something bigger. And what's even good nga with franchising, that's why we're also encouraging them na subukan ito, is because for various reasons, no? When you have that mindset that it's going to be a business that you want to franchise, medyo maingat yung yung planning mo, di ba? Medyo tsaka long term siya. So you have this mindset to really scale up the business and to really set mga standards, manuals, and all that, because you're preparing for it to be really operated in a franchise business. So that's one of the good things there, that you're really forced to do good, to do the best that you can.
Thank you so much for the endorsement of the franchise industry, Mama. Generally, another question, not necessarily related to franchising, but generally, in case, let's say, an Australian comes to you, not an OFW, but an Australian comes to your TTI office in Sydney, what can you do for them actually to convince them, or what you can offer them to invest in the Philippines?
Oh, okay.
What programs you have there?
Yes, okay. So we don't just do TNK, no. So we have a whole suite of services for our kababayans, but not only them, but real Australians. So we have 3 important areas of activities here. One is export promotion, in which case we help our Philippine companies be able to export their products to the Australian market. So we help in terms of business matching, of arranging meetings for them, of trade fairs before, na ngayon online trade fairs na. We also provide information, market intelligence, and such things. And then also in market access, if there are certain products that they're not able to export because of certain regulations. So that's for export. The other one is investments. So investments naman, we are encouraging investors, Australian investors, to invest in the Philippines. So we do boardroom meetings. We do a pitch, to CEOs about certain opportunities in certain sectors. So in fact, so this month, next month until July, we have this road show called Make It Happen in the Philippines. So we're going to go to different states. So first in Brisbane, so July 2. So that's an opportunity for us to present priority sectors of the government in copper, automotive, electronics, aerospace, and IT BPM services, yung IT BPO services. So that's for investment. So an Australian company, just like what you said, na lalapit sa amin to ask for assistance. So we make very tailored or customized assistance based on their needs and requirements. So we make an assessment first. We have a conversation with them on what their needs are, and then we tailor the information and services that we provide to them. So that could be in the form of finding potential partners for them, or also arranging, if they're already to go to the Philippines, arranging their itineraries, their meetings in the Philippines for their due diligence activities. So that's export, investments, and then there's commercial intelligence, which is also basically providing them with information about what to export, what the market conditions are in the Philippines or in Australia, depending on the need. So yun po yung mga ginagawa natin dito. It's like kami po yung parang in a very simple word. So kami po yung parang ahente ng taong bayan dito sa Australia. We are the eyes, ears, of Philippine companies in Australia. So, ganun po. So, it's not just about the overseas Filipinos. It's a full suite of services. And the end goal really is to help our economy to contribute to poverty alleviation and to contribute to foreign direct investments to the Philippines.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the explanation of your programs, Ma'am Alma. And I hope Aussies who are interested to invest in the Philippines will approach you and come to the Philippines once they can come over again and be part of our economic rise. Thanks.
And actually, they could, for legitimate businesses, they could already go to the Philippines. It's except that we have to issue an endorsement, an entry exemption endorsement. So we're doing that right now because we recognize that there's really a need for us to attract foreign investments. And that can only be done if the investors are able to really do their due diligence activities, really be able to visit the Philippines to do the incorporation. So, nagagawa na po namin yan. In general, there's still a ban on foreign nationals. But if they are a legitimate business, we can support them in terms of endorsing them, in terms of getting the entry exemption. But we just require a few documents that should be submitted to us, to the TFA, and to the Bureau of Immigration.
That's actually good news. I didn't even know that one, you see, and I guess a lot of other people didn't know also that even though there is still the ban of entry, that actually the exemptions to the rule. That's very good news, actually. So people don't have to wait. Who wants to invest in the Philippines don't have to wait until the pandemic is over, but can do it now already. That's actually excellent news. Thank you, Alma. And I'll talk now for a while with Mr. Inaki Gimenez. You're a Filipino, even though you look like an Aussie. How long are you already in Australia, Inaki?
Filipino 100%.
Yes.
RK, born and
Yeah.
raised. I only moved here about 11 years ago. And yeah, it's been a great experience. So, of course, I miss home, miss the family, miss the friends. But Australia offers a different kind of lifestyle, different kind of opportunity. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to have my family here. So 11 years working with you for the last 2 years. We started right before the pandemic. We hit the pandemic, and now hopefully we get out of the pandemic. So a few learnings about in there, which I will share with you.
Correct. What do you think, actually, in general? What's the bigger differences in doing business or having employment between the Philippines and Australia in general? What do you think is the big eye opener when you were in Australia, or what hit you?
I'm sometimes I'm a little cautious in answering this kind of a question in a forum such as this. But if I were to be honest, I mean, look, it's really just the level of maturity of the country, of the government. As you know, there is corruption everywhere in the world, but in Australia, it's much less compared to not only the Philippines but any other third world environment, and that's really the biggest factor. I have to be very honest. It's different in the sense that you really have to show your worth. You have to be. You cannot just go and say you know a few things. You can manage. You can delegate. You have to be able to demonstrate that you can not before you can delegate. You have to demonstrate that you can actually do the work. and come out with acceptable outputs, which again I think is a good thing. And I think it's especially a good thing for my children who basically grew up here in the last 10 years or so. And so they're having this very different kind of experience. So yeah, I think it's the whole environment, the different the fact that it's a first world country, the structure is very different, it's very advanced, and it's very attractive to somebody like me and my family.
Excellent. Now, you are the managing partner of Expand Franchising. So let's talk a little bit about franchising in Australia. I'm part of your Expand Franchising, and for our viewers, you were actually the first expo in 2021, which was with live people, not online. How was the experience having an expo in real life again? Call it that way.
Yeah, well, a few things, right? I mean, first of all, we are again being very fortunate to be in Australia, even especially at this time, where the pandemic is has very much. Well, I wouldn't say very much, but to a certain degree controlled, to the point where it allows us to have this kind of live events. So so yes, I mean it's very good to have a face to face interaction with people. Yeah, very conscious and cautious about the pandemic, making sure you're properly sanitized, you keep your distance and stuff like that. But you have this face to face engagement, which really makes the big difference. But let me take a couple of steps back, RK, about our experience. I mean, we started this pre-pandemic, and as you know, any business will need time to start to get traction and to get things going. Unfortunately for us, as we started going, you know, soon after the pandemic hit us, and in fact, this expo that you were talking about was actually delayed for 1 year because of the pandemic.
Correct.
It was supposed to have happened a year prior, but it just didn't happen. So because of the situation. So although there are negatives, obviously, of this pandemic, there are positives. I have to say, and the biggest positive for Australia, I believe, is that the money now is being spent locally. So if you think
Mm,
about Australians being one of the biggest travelers in the world, they still are, but now it's in within the country.
yes.
So that is a big advantage. So local tourism is very much alive now, and it's uh, it's it's starting it's quite good. So for franchising, I think if we stick to this and just be a bit more patient, I think the economy is supporting this. I mean, the pandemic to a certain degree is supporting it. People are forced to if they want to travel, they have to travel within Australia. No choice. You can't leave the country. So the money is being circulated within the country. As a related uh, uh, um, positive in this is in the housing uh, industry, because of the pandemic. It has caused some businesses to slow down. It caused the economy to slow down, forced the central banks to keep the interest rates very low. But because of that, it also encouraged investors to invest in real estate. It's given them this opportunity to start putting money in real estate, and really it has this this period of pandemic has been has caused a big rise in the real estate market. Good or bad, right? Good for the investors, maybe bad for the first time home buyers, because it's getting the values are moving up more and more. But the point I'm making is industry is alive.
Yeah.
So in that last expo that we had, the face-to-face expo, I've had. I think we have easily about 20 good opportunities out there for future franchising potential, and some of it, maybe half of it, I would say, is construction related. One of them is, as an example, is in the finishing of the homes. Shutters, home shutters, and stuff like that inside the home. They want to franchise.
Right.
Uh, others are on, okay, on believe it or not, on cleaning,
Yes.
like Big Boss. I've
Correct.
been approached now by another group who wants to expand their own cleaning business. So it just tells me that money is being spent within Australia. So for as long as Australia can sustain that local economy, it'll be okay. So we just need to get you, RK, and the developers to come over to help us develop the franchising, franchising potential. So travel is the key to that. So as we said earlier, the vaccination and all that is key to getting this travel business starting again. So yeah, so I think in time we should be able to capitalize on this.
Oh yeah, definitely. The point is we might even be able to capitalize on it even earlier, because you said like a shutter company. We developed during the pandemic a shutter company from Ireland without ever going there. I was never in Dublin, but we developed a company there into a franchise system. So that was actually also the beauty of the pandemic, that we were able to get clients for franchise development without us having to travel there, right? All right. Inaki, let's talk about the services, what uh, Expand Franchising is doing. And I'm sharing our screen for that so that people can see the services. You want to say a few words about?
Yes, of course. Look, anyone who's interested to expand their business in Australia, please come to us. Let us know that you are interested. I have the backing of RK Franchising, so I'm very confident that if you are interested to get your business developed into a franchise, a full franchise, we can do it. Um, uh, as we talked about earlier, the positive thing that the pandemic has done is we can do this consultation online. And yeah, so I invite anyone who wants to. I mean, you can see on the screen there the services that we provide. If you look at that as a whole, it really means it translates to converting your business into a fully franchised business. And why not? Especially, as I said, especially in Australia, money now, money is forced to be spent locally. When I say locally, I mean it's within the country. Uh, Travel is restricted. So if you are a service related business, you will benefit from local tourism. And if you are a construction related business, well, I just spoke about the rise and the continued increase in the real estate construction business. So yes, I think if anyone is interested, please let us know, and then I will obviously work closely with RK to get your business developed into a franchise, and I'm sure you will not regret it. Believe it or not, it is a good opportunity. There's a good time now to come in, because once things start to go back to normal, it will be good if your company is already there, already developed, already ready to take advantage of the next rise. Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. Thank you so much for that, Inaki. And one company whom we developed actually in Australia into a franchise system is the Big Boss. And we have the owner here with us, Jerry. And let me talk to you first. Jerry, you are originally actually from General Santos City, right? So you're
Yes,
true,
RK,
true
yes.
blue Bisaya. How
Yes.
long are you already in Australia? How long are you
Oh,
resident of Australia?
we migrated in Australia in 2011, so about 10 years.
10
10
years,
years.
okay.
Mhm.
And what did you do when you arrived?
Oh, um, because there's a global financial crisis, we thought there's lots of work. Walang work. So what we did, what I studied, my husband did the working. I study. I tried to become an accountant in Australia, but at the same time, I started my own business as an accountant. So that's where the business acumen start from. So I'm originally an accountant in the Philippines now. So when I came here, it was like kind of different because we have different laws. So I have to know corporation law, I have to know taxation law because it's kind of different. Accounting is same, but the rules are different. So you really have to look into how you could marry accounting and Australian laws with my prior knowledge. So nag-business muna ako, and then yeah, that's where it's all started.
All right. Now you are in a franchisor actually, but in the cleaning business, how did you start that one?
In the cleaning business, we started actually with just one, with the Big Boss Group. We started before we have this Big Boss Group. We franchise with other bigger franchise companies. So we learn the system, how it works. They are good, really. We've been friends with them for quite some time. Even when we went out of that biggest franchise, we're still friends with them. So we owe them much in regards to how we deal with all these kinds of cleaning and how we deal with our clients in terms of customer service, in terms of excellent support, and things like that. So that's where it's all started. And then we decided to say, okay, I think we can do much better. So we get what's good in that system, incorporate that in our big boss system, uh, to make sure that we give more for our business owners. So yeah, that's good.
Since you started your Big Boss franchise, how many franchises do you have now?
Oh, we started with one, of course. Now we have 10 already.
Wow,
And
that's
pandemic pa yun, ah.
yeah, 1.5 years, right? So we
Mm,
finished
yeah,
before the
yeah.
pandemic. So in less than 2 years, you were able to get 10 franchisees. That's
And
excellent.
and to think, RK, we're not really actively marketing.
Yeah.
So it's more of the jobs that you do for your clients, and the clients refer you to other their friends or their other businesses, and they know that we are doing like a franchise business order thing, and they started inquiring, and then they come to the office, and then they see how the business of our business owners. They have a look at how they work, how the income goes, so they can really compare, no, because right now, as Miss Alma has told us, tayo kasi Filipinos, we're trained to be an employee, but uh, our thinking is, if we can just go out of that comfort zone, be our own boss, start our own business, a franchise, whatever it is, any service that you have or any business that you have, you can do a franchise and then earn more money than just being an employee. So that's really the goal. The goal of the Big Boss Group really is to give more freedom to our business owners, give them a lifestyle business so they can achieve their goals. So achieving their goals means just not just for 10 years. If you can do it 10, sabi ko nga, if you have a mortgage, you can pay it for 30 years, right? But if you have a business, kung mag-business ka, if you can save 10, 15, 20 years of your working life by doing this business, uh, profitable business, and at the same time you have your own flexibility, why not? Yeah, so once you've pay off your bills, pay off your mortgage, and you've got enough money so you can retire early, then that's good. We're happy with that.
All right. To help our viewers retire early, let's show off your program on how they can make business with you as an operator for the Big Boss Group in your cleaning business. All right. So we'll share your. Can you? All right. Oh,
I'll share my screen.
You share your screen, correct? And you can go full screen if you want, and go ahead and do your presentation, Cherry.
All right. Okay, hello and welcome again to our Big Boss Group business presentation. Today we're going to know more about who we are, the businesses that we have, the team behind the Big Boss Group, some of the amazing features and benefits of the business, what do you get if you become one of our business owners, the goals, how are we doing at this time of pandemic, and how much does it cost? At the end of the presentation, we will reveal some business promotions that we have right now. So let's get started. All right, who we are. We are Big Boss Group. We are a Filipino-Australian company based in Sydney, Australia. We are a business services company. What we do is we create sustainable businesses to support your desired lifestyle. We have 20 years experience in accounting and business consultancy services and 11 years combined experience in service franchising before we created our own Big Boss business owner business concept. Okay, our mindset really is to prioritize the freedom of our business owners, meaning as Big Boss business owner, you gain control of your time, your income, your whereabouts, and live your desired lifestyle. So our priority is our business owners and what they want. Okay, so if you're looking for a business that can support your desired lifestyle, then this is for you. If you're looking for a business that allows you to do what you want, when you want, or from where you want it, then I invite you to stick around and watch our business promotions or business presentation where you can get valuable insights on that may help you decide your future business. At the end of the presentation, we will reveal some promotions so you can have a look, okay? All right. Actually, we have been in the business since 2011, as I mentioned earlier, and Big Boss Group is just a rebrand of all our services. We started our business when we migrated in Australia in 2011, and it was the time when there was a global financial crisis. So this is not different to the COVID-19 crisis that we are experiencing at the moment. So you can be sure that the people behind the Big Boss Group has experienced economic hardships and has thrived and survived. Rest assured that we have the will and the determination to survive another crisis. And we will help you weather any economic uncertainty too. So as you can see, we have our relaunch on the 2nd of November 2019, and we have outpouring support from friends, relatives, suppliers, enthusiasts. And actually, this event was graced by the representatives from the Department of Trade and Industry Philippine office in Sydney, and Miss Alma Argayoso was there, and June is there too. Yeah, he was. She was one of the guests for this franchise hour earlier today. All right. Okay, current figures natin. Big Boss Group is already, we have already 4 divisions. We have cleaning, accounting, forex, and infotech. We've got 10 business owners already for cleaning. We have 2 offices for our accounting, and we are building new clients for our IT and FX divisions. So as you can see, we help as many OFWs, migrant workers, international students achieve their financial freedom. Big Boss Group is also multicultural. No, we have businesses. We have people from Bangladesh, from Turkey, from Mauritius, and China in the Big Boss family. So it's kinda global actually. Okay, cool features and benefits of the business. Uh, the coolest feature really is you've got control of your business. It's your lifestyle business, and it's easy to create your own territory because Australia is a big country, and we're just focused in Sydney. So there's a great opportunity to become one of the pioneers of the business, and we have a global. There's also a global opportunity and a global network because we've got strong partnership with RK, who has developed around 500 franchises all over already 500 business franchises, and 35 of which is already scattered in the US, in Dubai, in UAE, New Zealand, and us here in Australia. So it's a global network actually. So yeah, what do you get? Okay. So you get car stickers, business startup packs. Our equipment and chemicals are eco-friendly and COVID-19 compliant. You also get marketing materials, business cards, flyers, business information packs. You have your uniforms, access to our online system. You have your own Big Boss email, your own website, and you can use Big Boss trademark in your social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. And you have 100% support from the Big Boss team. So it's not just the technical, we also help you with the business side, but you have sustainable business. Coolest feature is that you have no monthly fees for the first 3 months, because we understand when you start your own business, you're starting to just build your confidence, build your clients. So we give you 3 months, no monthly fee, to make sure that you keep all the money to yourself, and so you could provide for your family and pay off your monthly bills while you are still building your confidence. As much as possible, we'd like to help you build your own business. So how cool is that? All right. What is Big Boss Group doing at this time of pandemic? Of course, we're not really affected that much because cleaning is an essential business, essential service. Accounting is essential service. So, to give appreciation, we give our frontliners some morning tea or snacks. As you can see in the presentation, we give appreciation for our frontliners in Mindanao and Luzon in the Philippines, as well as in Australia. All right, let's go back. And now let's move on to how much does it cost. So the original fee is actually $36,000 plus GST, but we have a promo now. It's just 34,000 plus GST, so you've got a savings of $2,000. So it's still a massive income savings with that price and features, because as you can see, the prices already go up, but we still have this promo. It's very competitive, and you are more than welcome to compare our brand with the other features out there. Another cool feature is that we waive the monthly fee and the lead fees for the 3 months that you start your own business. Actually, it's actually 50% at that time, pero dahil nga may COVID tayo, we're waiving that fees. So act now to avail of this promo so you can have massive savings and you can start your own business straight away. If you've got questions, email us or call us, and our friendly customer service staff will be happy to help you, and they're just a click away. So thank you for listening, and we look forward to doing business with you. Thank you po, and mabuhay po kayo.
Thank you so much, Jerry, for this interesting presentation. And I hope that several of our viewers will be interested to go into the business with you. All right.
Yes.
Before we end the day today, I still have to make some announcements as well. First of all, I would like to thank my participants today, set of the viewers, all my Australian guests. If you want to know more about franchising, you can request for a book about franchising which I wrote. It's called All About Franchising and is free. All you have to do is request it in Facebook or give us a call or send us a message. You can also read our magazine. It's a virtual franchising magazine. It's available every month. It's called franchising.ph. And by accident, this month, I'm on the cover page because we are celebrating 22 years of franchise developments in the Philippines. But beside of me, it has a lot of other stories and more than 50 pages of information. And if you're interested, if you're in the Philippines and you're interested to develop your business into a franchise, please get in touch with us at 8912-2946 or 8912-2973. We prepare everything what you need to be a professional franchisor, from structuring the franchise to operations manual, the marketing materials, all the contracts, the franchise disclosure website, franchise manuals, and everything else what you need. But and of course, you become a member of the Filipino International Franchise Association. If you are Australia-based, please get in touch with Expand Franchising. Christine Gimenez, the wife of Inaki, under the number 0404-588-638, and she can discuss franchise development with you. If you're interested to join my next live webinar about franchising and trademarking your business, that will happen on June 17, Thursday at 2 p.m. via Zoom. If you want to learn more also, you can look at my YouTube channel, Arki Franchise, all franchise hours, previous franchise hours from the first 3 seasons are all on the YouTube channel. For next week, Thursday, we have the season 3, episode 7, and we feature franchisors from Baguio, which are all our clients. Edmar Putos, the owner of Amare La Cocina. Then Hazel Pratique, who is the owner of Formocha Milk Tea, and Janet Cabello, who is the owner of the Paylight Corner. And the week after, we have as speaker Shea Lumbes, who will be talking about selecting a franchise. And with this, we are bringing back again Madam Alma and Miss Inaki. And we finished it in 58 minutes. That is excellent. And I would like to thank all my guests, Ma'am Alma Argayoso, Mr. Inaki Gimenez, and Cherry of the Big Boss Group for being my guest today, and all our viewers for watching this episode. And I'll see you all again next Thursday at 4 p.m. Have a good week in the meantime. Bye-bye.